Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I want another high, the kind that only System of a Down can provide. So we're going to listen to Sugar. Now, this will be my very first time listening to this song. I've managed to avoid listening to their entire catalog despite being addicted. However, it's the holidays, so I feel like maybe a little sugar is okay, and this particular musical addiction is good to feed. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out of thanks to the sponsor for today's video, Factor. While the holidays might be a convenient time to give in to that sugar craving, you might have some other health goals in mind. But of course, the holidays are also the busiest time of year, so it might feel impossible to eat healthy when you've got no time. Enter Factor. Factor makes meeting your nutritional goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. This is what was delivered to my doorstep. This is my favorite part. Let's see. What are we gonna have today? We have black pepper, sage pork chop. You guys saw this in the Weird Al video, so we're gonna choose something else. Let's see. It was so good though. I could do it again. Sun-dried tomato chicken. Now, I've had this one several times, but I have to tell you, it's one of my favorites, so this is what we're doing today. I love that there's a wide variety of meals to choose from that can meet all kinds of diet needs as well, like plant-based, keto, calorie smart. You get to choose them. And the best part for people like me is that you pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes. That's all. And it comes out perfectly cooked every time. You don't have to worry about burning the meat or boiling over on the stove and then having to find time to clean it later. It's perfectly cooked in 2 minutes. Look what's ready. Ha! Yes. Okay, check this out. We've got, it's so easy. You literally just cook it in here, peel this back. And check this out, they do a really good job of keeping things like the chicken in the sauce so it isn't dry, it's juicy. It's juicy and delicious. I'm gonna take a bite. And that is so satisfying that I can accept having a few less M&Ms today. If you want to eat healthy, delicious food and not worry about how that's going to happen during the holiday season, head to factor75.com or click the link below and enter code charismatic50 to get 50% off of your first Factor box. Now, let's enjoy some delicious music.
Good evening. I'm Erica Lost. NATO forces bombed Serbia and Kosovo. An unidentified man is being held for questioning by the FBI for suspected links to last month's biological virus deaths. In local news, a dog named Hero takes the grand prize at the annual... I wish I could tell you more pertinent news, but we're in a rating system here, and the key factor is... sensationalism. They've got you running in circles, 9 to 5, then 5 to 9. You're mine. I tell you what they want you to know.
This is fascinating and unexpected. I've not heard this song at all, so I'm pretty sure that this is outside of the studio album, but they might have included it in the studio album. I don't know. And this is also the official video on their channel. Again, I have no idea how this relates to the actual song yet. It's taking me in a totally different direction than I expected. I thought we'd get some music right away. I'm wondering if we're going to hear clips of this throughout or if this is just setting up the entire premise of the music video. Not sure. I am going to go back to the beginning though, because I feel like most of this time I was just waiting for music to happen and not appreciating where they're going with the plot. So switching my vision essentially and watching again from the beginning.
Good evening. I'm Erica Lost. NATO forces bombed Serbia and Kosovo. An unidentified man is being held for questioning by the FBI for suspected links to last month's biological virus deaths. In local news, a dog named Hero takes the grand prize at the annual... I wish I could tell you more pertinent news, but we're in a rating system here, and the key factor is... sensationalism. They've got you running in circles, 9 to 5, then 5 to 9. You're mine. I tell you what they want you to know, and you consider it the truth. Nobody is opening their eyes. I call the
happy? Come on! I work for the system!
Okay. I don't know how to interpret that yet. I have read the lyrics to this song though, so I'm going to give an initial first impression of what I think that might be going for. It definitely seemed like as the newscaster went on, it seemed like the breaks and the distortion in the voice and then more distortion occurring in the picture as well. It felt like maybe somebody was hallucinating more and more as they went along, that maybe they were starting to trip. So maybe that's where we're going with this. I'm not sure though. So if you're with me in that live premiere chat, tell me what you think this beginning is really going for. And let's get into the music.
I work for the system!
Ooh. This is nuts. I feel like we just like got this sort of strange new age jazz. Like there's like a zoot suit ride in there mixed in somehow as well. But then of course we've got like multiple kinds of harsh vocals. It sounded like from Serj at the beginning. Okay, where's our start point here? Okay, one more time. Huh. It's so interesting listening to all of those different kinds of approaches to creating sound. Oh, it's so interesting. We're gonna go back one more time and then I'm gonna dive in and maybe pause a little bit more in that section.
I work for the system!
Weird, creepy. Okay, so with that initial sound, of course, it feels like you could think it's just a scream, but there's very, very specific repetitive pitch there. So I think really we've got like some screaming going on, and it sounds like some true folds underneath it, and then a little bit of distortion somewhere up higher in the vocal track after that. Back once more. And then that sound, right? That sounds like it's just, I don't hear too much pitch in it. Maybe a little bit, but definitely has a lot more roundness. We're getting a couple others. It sounds like maybe more complex sound from that distortion. So I don't think it's the exact same distortion source he was using right before. He sounds like a howler monkey. But like, would that be how I would make a bunch of, oh my goodness, now I want to hear somebody take that clip and put it over a howler monkey somewhere. That would be amazing. And it's so interesting. Then he went into those fully cleans right there, and they've got like almost a whiny edge to them. They're got an exality in there, but there's also a lightness. It's very lean, very forward, a little sassy, and very contemporary. Almost like it has a tiny bit of a jazz element, which transitions it well. I love that. So I think it's the filter on the microphone that makes it feel vintagey too. That's fun, Darren. Aspartame fills.
All the time, you know. Some people call it in tea. Yeah, they call it in tea. I play Russian roulette every day, a man's sport with the bullet called live. Yeah, mama, called live. You know that every time
Wow, definitely had some amazing high constrictions in that part there. But I want to go back and catch some of these lyrics again. Just reading over them, they were shocking. Like, wow, there is so much that's being said in this song that has fantastic applications in lots of different ways. I swear, Zoot Suit Riot could be played over this right now. And he kind of looks like he's tripping there.
I'm not better all the time, you know. Some people call it insane. Yeah, they call it insane.
That's such a fun use of like flip it up into a falsetto kind of timbre. He's walking this line that's between rap and singing. He's blowing those words by, right? Just going. But it's got very, very specific pitches, which makes me say this is singing. It's got rap influence into it.
I'm not better all the time, you know. Some people call it insane. Yeah, they call it insane. I play Russian roulette every day, a man's sport with the bullet called life.
That line, I play Russian roulette every day, as a man's sport with a bullet called life. That's fascinating. A lot of this is talking about drug addiction, right? So I think it's interesting that they had that bit about aspartame flashing there, right? Sugar is a drug, caffeine's a drug. Oh my gosh, we are all so addicted in different ways to different things. And why are some addictions worse than others? Who knows? People know, actually, they do. And here, I think it's fascinating, that idea of with a bullet called life, I think that's talking about how an addiction can get to a point where every time you take whatever it is, you're messing around with if you're actually going to live through that particular trip. But there are so many things that could be that addiction. It could be a substance. It could be a particular adrenaline thrill. There are so many things we could apply to that. And I love that broad application. I think that line's amazing.
Some people call it insane. Yeah, they call it insane. I play Russian roulette every day, a man's sport with the bullet called life. Yeah, mama, called life. You know that every time I try to go where I really wanna be, it's already where I am. 'Cause I'm already there.
I love the way that devolves more and more into a harsh scream. This whole video feels like it is messing with your mind, and the way that it creeps quickly into that scream makes me feel like I'm losing my head somehow.
Called life. You know that every time I try to go where I really wanna be, it's already where I am. 'Cause I'm already there.
Ah.
Kombucha, mushroom, ping-pong, sitting around all day. Who can believe you? Who can believe you? Let you.
That looks like, okay, is it Darren that's doing the howler monkey vocals? Sorry, guys. I know sometimes band watches this, and we're gonna call this howler monkey vocals with all of the respect in the world, okay? Whoever's doing that, it's an amazing sound, and such a good fundamental harsh vocal sound, I think, to learn how to make.
Mushroom, ping-pong, sitting around all day. Who can believe you? Who can believe you? Let your mother pray.
That's cool how he uses a much more focused sound and then adds lightness to it. If I were to talk about this just in like what's happening inside of the larynx, it sounds like he reduces the TA engagement as he goes further in the phrase. So the thyroid muscle seems like it's becoming less engaged, and we're getting a light and also more airy timbre start to come through. There, that's cool. One more time. That sugar call is so good. I think if there's one thing that I remember from this video that's going to keep rolling through my head afterwards, it's going to be sugar.
I got a gun the other day from Saku It's right in my pocket. Yeah, right in my pocket. My girl, you know she lashes out at me sometimes, and I just kick her and then, oh, baby.
Ooh. So we definitely have some bleeping out of some curse words here. And that it's the official videos, guy. That's what's on their channel. So just got to acknowledge that there. We've got an in and out of the vocal line because there's a curse word that's being dropped.
Sugar! I got a gun the other day from Saco. Skewed small. It's right in my pocket. Yeah.
I love the way he's going wild with the pitch choices during this moment. It's going up and down and up and down. It's going into different vocal registers. It makes him sound insane, like crazy, batty, mad.
I got a gun the other day from Saco. Skewed small. It's right in my pocket.
Right there. Yeah. So he starts it totally normal and then devolves again. That seems to be a big trend in this song and the music video.
I got a gun the other day from Saco. Skewed small. It's right in my pocket. Yeah, right in my pocket. My girl, you know she lashes out at me sometimes, and I just kick her and then, oh, baby, she's okay.
I really wonder sometimes what parts of these vocals are Serj and which parts are Darren. I think Darren is the sugar, and it looks like he's the howler monkey too. But in this part, it sounds like we're getting drastically different voices, and maybe that is Serj just letting this sort of incredible battiness enter into his voice. It's like almost like a voice acting training, the way it'll go into one person and then to another person, all these different characters hitting different points. It's happening so quickly, though. I feel like that either requires tons and tons of practice to get really specific with, or it just requires a person who is willing to let that mental state sort of take them over and go a little crazy in performance and not be self-conscious about it. Just let it rip.
Sugar! I got a gun the other day from Saco. Skewed small. It's right in my pocket. Yeah, right in my pocket.
Like that. That's so interesting.
My girl, you know she lashes out at me sometimes, and I just kick her and then, oh, baby, she's okay. Deep relations with that daughter, push my face to the ground. They're all doing suck up my motherfucking brains. My girl,
Wow. That's incredible. So with that sound, it definitely sounds like he's using a lot of elongation in the vocal tract to create that lower harsh vocal. When with harsh vocals, there are many, many different sound sources that can be used. A lot of people will use the false folds. Sometimes you'll use the aryepiglottic folds. There's also some rattles that can happen. I've seen the epiglottis get involved. I've seen throat balls, aka lingual tonsils, get involved. There's lots and lots of different anatomy that can get involved in the sound creation. So like we're just talking about what back here vibrates together, goes wacka, 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 and creates some sort of sound. Now, if it's their true folds that do that, they create a pitch. That's partly due to their very unique and stratified structure, really. But a little higher up, the stuff isn't as organized. It tends to create more noise rather than a pitch. But after that, you have so much that can be done with the rest of the vocal tract, like with your tongue shape, with your lip shape. Do you make everything here longer? If you go for longer, that's going to highlight lower resonances and lower overtones. So a lot of times when people want to create a deeper sound in harsh vocals, you'll see more elongation, like the lips will go forward, or there might be a tongue position that really helps to create sort of a more of a cavern. Like that. Ooh, that was a really fun sugar that... That sugar, man. Wait, there was a break in that? Ooh. I want that moment one more time. That's cool. crazy.
But I tried to push my face to the ground, they're all new, I'm stuck on my motherfucking brains. My the kombucha mushroom people said they go round all day. If I leave you, let your mother ring.
I wonder if both of them do the howler monkey. I don't know. They're howler monkeys together. It's like how bros hang out. They make howler monkey sounds.
If I leave you, let your mother ring.
That was really, really, really cool. I think I'm most fascinated by the way that Serj essentially does really rapid code switching. Anytime that you're going to sing with your two folds versus move into some other part that's creating sound, there's actually a lot of complex things that can happen. Just like think about the breath flow alone and the amount of pressure that's required to be built up underneath something to start a vibration happening. It's complex. It's actually really, really hard to study because it is so complex. And so the way that he switches from totally clean to harsh or harsh in a different way and maybe adds little dribbles in, but maybe it's a different kind of source than what we heard at another time. It's really fascinating to me. The addition of distortion there was cool.
I sit in my desolate room. No lights, no music. Just over. Killed everyone. I'm away forever. But I'm feeling better. How do I feel? What do I say? It all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? It all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. In the end, it all goes away.
Okay, I'm not going to take it all the way to end here. I don't want it to all go away just yet. I'm going to bring it back. I wanted to let it run because there's this really big arc of energy that's happening there. And I wanted to experience that first because I really think that that's what they want a first impression to be. I love going back and finding little moments and talking about how they're so cool, how they're created, and that makes me love them more and more. But sometimes you can just see that there's the most important thing in that creation at that moment is an arc of energy. I feel like Ghost Love Score had this very, very clearly. There have been many, many songs that do that, but I'm going to come back and start getting into some of the nitty-gritty details now. The tempo shifts overall, though, were extraordinary and really made it impossible to stop.
I sit in my desolate room. No lights, no music. Just over. Killed everyone. I'm away forever. But I'm feeling better. How do I?
His mic technique is fascinating. Like just thinking about where he is with the mic. If he there's moments when it's whispered and super close and makes you feel like you've got some sort of whispering voice inside that is crazy. And then the harsh vocal parts in particular, some that I think would be much louder, of course, than a whisper. And you think about, okay, how is he backed away? But he still sounds very present. But there's a filter in there too. Yeah, there's so much that's happening right there.
I sit.
Right there, he's actually bringing pressure back, so it makes it difficult to phonate even. It sounds like the person is having difficulties getting started because of that.
I sit in my desolate room. No lights, no music. Just over. Killed everyone. I'm away forever. But I'm feeling better.
I'm so curious. Like when this was first recorded, did they do that kind of section in one take and keep it all? Did they do 20 different versions and then comp? So meaning they would take one section and then the next section from, take 19. And then maybe they took a part that was from take 3 and they said there are so many different ways that were done. This one was the best. That kind of really jagged cutting up might give these distinct voices that are so incredible. But on the other hand, like there does feel like there's a through line. So it makes me think maybe it isn't totally cut up like that, right? It feels like we're going on a journey together and it's not a journey from many different times. So I'm really, really curious actually how the production of this was put together.
My desolate room. No lights. No music. Just over. Killed everyone. I'm away forever. But I'm feeling better. How do I feel? What do I say? It all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? It all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. 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 In the end, it all goes away.
Whoa. Yikes. Just going back one more time. I love the rawness of the speeding up. It feels like it was very much not mapped. A lot of things in production these days will have like some sort of beat mapping or tempo mapping, meaning that everybody has a click track that's speeding up at the same time. It's easier to produce often that way if we keep everybody aligned, but this has a raw feeling to it that works so well for the subject.
What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away.
Gosh.
How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. How do I feel? What do I say? In the end, it all goes away. 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 In the end, it all goes away.
Whoa, what a disturbing rush. I feel like I was just tripping the whole time. That this song is such a strange adventure into something that feels frantic, yet you're unable to stop it. And I have this weird desire to watch it again. This entire song is a drug. Ugh. Music is a drug. If you guys want to see some other songs that I think are incredibly addictive, you can check it out. A playlist over here, and may you fall more in love with music every day.